Greetings. The title of this video is Types of Sorry. I hopefully would, to the best I can, articulate it, explain what I mean by types of sorry. Um, just from observation in my existence on the planet, there is sorry, which is a reaction sorry. When you do an action and you say sorry, usually to please the other person, not because in your heart you actually are sorry. That is the typical way most people use sorry as a reaction. Then there's a sorry which is by both words and actions. The best way I describe that is if someone was to do something evil, wicked against you or to themselves, and they continue in set pattern, unless there's a change of behavior, or in other words repentance of that action, if that becomes a complete cycle, then that sorry then is a lie in itself. There is a bit of understanding and patience when you can understand people's shortfalls and things, but if it's a consistent pattern, it shows not only the disrespect towards themselves but to you. I mean this towards themselves because they have the ability to use their time, energy, resources to help themselves. If they're doing self-destructive choices, then the person they hurt the most is themselves. So I often, when people say sorry to me, it literally means nothing to me at all. I can forgive people for the actions and evil deeds they do to themselves, but it's the witnessing it and then bearing that on my conscience is something which it's extremely painful, and I prefer to avoid it if possible. But if it's a consistent pattern, then I have to remove myself from it, from those loved ones, and because if it's a consistent pattern, it's just gonna go over and over again. Drama breeds more drama, which creates more drama, and it's a vicious cycle. And so when people say sorry, because I hear this a lot, like sorry, 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 sorry. To me, what I hear is blah 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 blah. Because if the heart isn't in it, in sorry, and if there's no desire in the heart to make amends or to change, then that sorry is meaningless. You might as well be spitting on my face, or if someone's constantly saying sorry to you, they might as well be spitting in your face, because it's a disrespectful for not only themselves but to you. Now, it doesn't understand if someone's dealing with sins, and I mean by sins like sins as like addiction and struggling with the flesh, that is understandable. But if there's no desire for them to change, then whatever consequences come about their actions and consequences is solely on them. Like myself, I have in life, and continue to do so, make choices that have severe consequences on both my spiritual and emotional and physical health, and the only person to blame for that is myself, because as I mentioned in previous videos, I choose who I spend time with, and so if I make an error, I try to make amends the best I can. But sometimes when you're saying sorry, say if you say sorry to someone, it works both ways. Say if you say sorry to someone, they have the choice to accept that apology or not. If they choose not to accept that apology, then just let it be. If you're constantly kind of begging someone for you to say sorry to them, then you're disrespecting yourself. It's either they want that connection to be continued or they don't. And I see with many people that they would spend a lot of their time, energy going back in circles saying sorry, 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 expecting that person just to accept that apology. Now they have the free will to do so or do not so, but both people are wasting their time, energy and resources, because trying to love, many people build their foundations not on love, because unless you have the source of love, which is God himself, then it's not easy for that individual to forgive. It's not easy that for individual to change or make amends. And I know that quite well of where I was before before the law gave me the Holy Spirit and the new creation that I am now, my previous creation. even though I do struggle with the flesh and the spirit, it's more obvious when you get the spirit side, where you're more aware of the internal conflict with oneself. But for that, there is no conflict because you're totally a slave to sin. So I've noticed when I was younger, I used to say sorry a lot, and usually a person that says sorry a lot is an indication that person is a people pleaser. That person wants to maintain as many connections as they can, and they're so consumed with people's perception of them. And that could have to do a lot with childhood, of not getting so much affection as a child. That could be a variable in the reason why they want to people please, that getting that affection. I myself spent a lot of my childhood by myself, and I tried when I was younger. I was a notorious people pleaser, and I used to always say sorry a lot, mainly to appease others. And that's the reason why a lot of people, why most people say sorry, it's to appease the person's like wrath and anger towards you, and just say like sorry. But it's like, you say sorry, you don't repeat the same behaviour again, you say sorry again. That sorry ends up becoming pointless, which is the case with most humans' interactions, which is why I kind of tend to avoid people, because I'm like, I can't trust that there won't be like drama and conflict, and there's like the sorry, and then I go back in my mind going, this is like going to be deja vu, and they're going to repeat the same pattern of cycle over and over and over again, because unless there's a change of behaviour or desired change of behaviour, that sorry means meaningless. And that's tragically with most people. When they say the word sorry, it's like they might as well just replace the word sorry with blah, because it has no effect. A sorry that doesn't come from the heart, and when I mean from the heart, like the desire to change that behaviour or to make amends or to self-reflect, that sorry means nothing. Like if someone says to you, like they smoke a cigarette and they puff it in your face, and they said sorry, and then they go back and they puff the cigarette in your face again, the Lord know again. Or it could be something when someone does something that hurts somebody else, they would say sorry, but they continue doing the same pattern of behaviour that hurts the other person, and it just becomes like an endless cycle of hurting the person, saying sorry, hurting the person again, saying sorry, hurting the person again, saying sorry. And it's understandable that people are going to hurt each other now and then, but when it comes to a consistent pattern over and over and over and over and over again, and when it is a lot of behaviour that it could be easily changed if the person has desired the heart to do so, it is tragic. You see, because when I look, because I've 8 billion loved ones, because there's 3 reasons why I love everyone. One, because God created everyone. 2, all relate to each other, and 3, God died for us. So I have that mindset when I'm interacting with people, and at times I sometimes get the flesh spell at me because I just get so frustrated. But mainly I get frustrated when people say sorry to me, because it means nothing to me, because I can't tell the motivation of their heart. Because I would love not more to believe them that they genuinely are sorry, but there's a part of me going, okay, is that a reactionary sorry? Because again, I sum up, there's 2 sorries. There's a reactionary sorry, which is to please the person, or to not have for that person not to have a bad perception of you, so you can say sorry to have a temporary peace. And then there's a sorry that actually brings peace between 2 people, where you make different choices that creates a situation that leads to less drama, and it leads more to connection with the person. Communication is very important, because it goes, say if you're someone who doesn't express that you're hurt, you're expecting someone to say sorry to you when you don't talk to them and talk to them about communicate that they did something that hurt, that you was wrong, because communication is very important, because you don't want to be someone that's like passive aggressive, so you just ball that up in, and or you expect someone to say sorry, so like you don't communicate with someone that you have hurt feelings, and then you just presume that they should know, they should say sorry. That itself is also very bad. So this is one where you continue to destructive patterns, and you say sorry but you don't mean it, that it's self-destructive. And then there's one where you do destructive pattern, kind of oblivious to destructive pattern as well, where you believe that everyone should automatically say sorry. Understanding free will helped me a lot. Understanding free will, that people have choices, and the understanding of humans when they use words, or when people use words. I do hope this video will be a blessing to you, and it might give you an understanding of when someone says sorry, just to absorb their actions, because patterns tell a lot. Pattern of behaviour is repeated. Past behaviour is an indication of future behaviour. So if someone has consistency of lying, then high probability they're going to keep on lying. Someone has a history of stealing things, that's a past history of stealing things. It's a future, it's going to be a future probability of them doing it in the future, because like past patterns repeat into the future, because it creates like a cycle. And every human on the planet does this, because it's part of our fallen state, where you have certain type of pattern behaviours. Unless you recognise these patterns of behaviours and make different habit changes, you're going to be continued in the cycle. Say if you have, if you're stuck in the cycle of saying sorry a lot out of reactionary, you're going to do that automatically, where you become like a robot, where you just instantly just sorry. So you go sorry, bump into someone, sorry, and you go sorry. Again, means because that person doesn't know your heart, which is like for me anyway. I kind of, when someone says sorry to me, it just goes. I just look at the behaviour, and it's just, and if we repeat the same behaviour again, the same sorry, it just becomes like in a cycle, and I go, it's just painful. That's why I used to say sorry a lot. I don't anymore. I only say sorry when I genuinely feel that I've wronged someone. Do I say sorry? But I also show it by my actions, because sorry without actions is meaningless. And so I do hope that I explained like two different sorries. A sorry that's reactionary, which is a selfish sorry, which is a sorry to save face, or the sorry to maintain connections or selfish reasons. And then there's a sorry that is generally wanting for you to make amends and to amend any damage done to say friendship or relationship. There are two different types of sorries. The first one, extremely common. So much so that I could walk around the city, or I can observe human interactions, and I guarantee you the first one is probably prevalent in every new form of friendship and relationship dynamic, which then creates, of course, a very dysfunctional friendships and relationships. The second one requires a lot of will. Requires a lot of will for you to self-reflect on yourself, and have self-improvement and self-awareness of where you fall short. And it can be very painful to self-reflect on things that might make you feel very uncomfortable, very painful, spiritually, emotionally, and physically, but it will help you connect more and be more genuine in seeking when it comes to being sorrowful, and when you say sorry. Anyway, I do hope this video was a help to you, and thanks for watching.